Pay close attention to the feeling that's been quietly growing inside you lately, because the next few days may carry more significance than you realize. Something subtle has changed beneath the surface of your life. It's not dramatic or obvious yet, but the atmosphere around you feels different, almost as if an important chapter is preparing to unfold. Certain conversations, unexpected moments, and sudden realizations are beginning to connect in ways that may soon reveal a truth you hadn't fully recognized about yourself before now. Without even noticing it, you've been evolving. Your mindset has matured, your energy has shifted, and the way people perceive you is no longer the same. Someone who once overlooked your presence has started paying attention for reasons they didn't expect. They have begun recognizing qualities within you that were easy to miss before: your resilience, your growth, your quiet confidence, and the direction your life is moving toward. Sometimes people only notice transformation once it becomes impossible to ignore. There's also a deeper reason why this moment feels emotionally intense. You are standing between an old version of yourself and a new one that is beginning to emerge. That transition often brings uncertainty, because growth changes not only how you see yourself, but also how others respond to you. The energy around you may feel unfamiliar simply because your life is no longer aligned with the limitations you once accepted. Over the coming days, trust your instincts, stay grounded, and pay attention to what feels genuine. Not every realization arrives loudly. Some arrive quietly, through clarity, unexpected opportunities, or the sudden understanding that you are capable of far more than you once believed. This is less about mystery and more about awakening to the potential that has been building within you for a long time. And what they found wasn't small, wasn't casual, wasn't something people come across every day. It shook them. It froze them. It made them look twice, then thrice, then call someone else to confirm whether what they saw was real. They found a detail about you that wasn't meant to surface yet. A detail that exposes a strength, a destiny, a rising that was supposed to unfold quietly until the right moment. But now that moment has been ripped open too early, and that person is moving faster than you think. You feel the air around you shifting. That's because someone is preparing to approach you, question you, or confront you, all because of what they discovered. And as the minutes pass, you must understand why the next 72 hours matter more than the last 7 years of your story combined. The information they found has changed the way they look at you. It has triggered a panic, a curiosity, a shock so deep that they can't sleep, can't relax, can't pretend nothing is happening. They now know that you are not the person they assumed you were, and that realization has pushed them into action. They're trying to confirm it through someone else. They're digging for more signs, replaying your words, your silence, your patterns. And without knowing it, you have already stepped into a moment of destiny, where every move you make will either expose the truth completely or protect it long enough for it to unfold at the right time. But the twist is, they aren't the only one watching now. One person discovered it, but 2 more sensed it, and one of them has a motive that is not pure. And this is where everything intensifies, because the thing they've discovered about you is not something dangerous, but something precious, powerful, rare, something that threatens certain people and awakens others. They've realized that you carry a gift, a rising, a potential, a shift that could transform the direction of your life. Maybe it was a document they weren't supposed to see. Maybe it was a message. Maybe it was your name appearing on something they thought belonged to someone else. Maybe it was a conversation they overheard. Maybe it was someone speaking about you in a tone they've never heard before. But whatever it was, it revealed a truth that has placed you in the center of someone's focus. And now, over the next 3 days, something will move toward you, around you, or because of you. Something that was hidden is coming to the surface. Something you never expected to reveal is being pushed forward. And the person who discovered this truth is preparing to act on it. They're not sleeping on this. They're not ignoring it. They're not brushing it off. They are planning, calculating, watching. Now listen, with absolute stillness, because your story is no longer in the phase of waiting. It's in the phase of unfolding. Within these next 3 days, the person who discovered your truth will make a move that could shift your entire path. They may reach out, they may expose something, they may confess something, they may warn someone, or they may attempt to understand why this truth was connected to you in the first place. And you will feel the energy sharpen, the air grow heavier, the signs appear faster. You will notice people acting differently around you. You will notice someone studying you more carefully than usual. You will notice a tension you can't explain, because someone has discovered that you are more important, more powerful, more connected, more chosen, or more essential than they ever imagined. And the universe is now rearranging itself to protect you, to prepare you, and to place you exactly where you need to be when that revelation finally reaches your doorstep. Stay with me, because what I'm about to tell you now is the part that will make everything click, the part that explains why your next 3 days are not just crucial, but life-shifting. The moment that person discovered the truth about you, their entire behavior changed. They paused. They replayed everything they thought they knew about you, and then something inside them snapped into place. They realized this wasn't a coincidence. This wasn't random. This wasn't a simple detail. This was a sign, one that pointed straight toward you, and only you. And ever since that discovery, a strange pressure has been building around your name. You may not see it yet, but movements are happening behind curtains you can't see through. People are whispering about you in private. Someone is rechecking your past decisions. Someone else is analyzing your recent actions. And all this is happening because the truth they found is something that connects you to a moment you weren't supposed to step into until later. But here's where things heat up, because the person who discovered this truth isn't handling it alone anymore. Something about you has started drawing attention in ways you may not even realize yet. A quiet conversation has already taken place behind the scenes, one that began with curiosity and quickly turned into something more serious. Someone shared an observation about you with a person they deeply trust. Someone older, more experienced. Someone known for understanding people beyond surface appearances. The response they received was immediate and intense, not out of fear, but because they recognized signs of transformation that usually appear before a major turning point in someone's life. Now there's a growing sense of anticipation surrounding you. People are beginning to notice that your energy, mindset, and direction are changing faster than expected. Even if you still feel uncertain at times, others can already see pieces of the person you're becoming. They sense potential in you that feels larger than your current circumstances, and it's making them watch more closely, trying to understand whether you're fully aware of your own growth yet. Over the next few days, you may notice unusual interactions that seem too specific to ignore. A random message could arrive from someone who rarely reaches out. An unexpected conversation may leave you thinking long after it ends. You might even feel people paying closer attention to your words, your presence, or the choices you're making. These moments won't necessarily be dramatic, but they may feel strangely timed, almost as if life is nudging you toward greater awareness. What's really happening is that your path is shifting into a new phase, and that shift is beginning to ripple outward into the lives of others around you. People react differently when they sense someone stepping into confidence, purpose, and emotional clarity. Some become curious, some supportive, and some uncertain because growth changes dynamics in ways nobody can fully predict. But one thing is becoming clear: you are moving towards something significant, and the energy around your life is no longer going unnoticed. Reactions to the truth they found. And that truth, it's tied to your identity in a way you didn't expect. It exposes something like a hidden potential, a connection, a document, a choice, a secret admiration, an unexpected elevation, or even a role you were unknowingly chosen for. And someone realizes now that if this truth comes to light at the wrong moment, it could disrupt the plans of people who don't want you to rise. That's why the energy feels sharp. That's why the air around you feels heavier. That's why signs are appearing back to back. You are stepping into a moment where the universe is pushing you forward, while someone else is trying to catch up to the reality of who you are. Listen very carefully, Because right now, the universe is demanding your attention. Over the next 3 days, protect your energy, guard your conversations, stay alert to unexpected shifts, and don't ignore sudden intuition. You will feel pulled towards certain places and away from others. That is not coincidence. That is alignment guiding you away from those who fear your truth and closer to those who will help you rise when the revelation unfolds. You may feel emotionally sensitive, spiritually charged, mentally sharp, or strangely restless. All these sensations are signs that your spirit already knows something is approaching. Something connected to you has been exposed, and the person who discovered it is preparing to act. Whether it's a confession, a confrontation, a message, or an unexpected revelation, it will shift your path. Stay grounded, stay aware, stay focused. These 3 days will test your strength, but they will also reveal your power. And as you listen, hold on to one thing. You are not being warned because something bad is coming. You are being warned because something big is coming. A shift, a revelation, a truth, and someone's discovery has sped up the timeline of your destiny. The universe is asking you to stay present, stay aligned, and stay calm. Because when this truth finally reaches you, when the person steps forward, when the message arrives, when the unexpected moment opens, you will understand why these 3 days had to be highlighted, why your energy had to be guarded, and why someone discovering who you truly are triggered a chain reaction that can no longer be stopped. Hear this now, because what's happening around you has reached a point where nothing is random anymore. Ever since that person uncovered the truth about you, they haven't been able to sit still. Their mind keeps circling back to the same thought. How did I miss this? How long has this been true? And what happens if it comes out now? They are shaken, not because the truth is dangerous, but because the truth is bigger than they expected. They thought they understood you. They thought they had your story figured out, but what they found has shattered their assumptions and forced them to look at you with eyes that finally see your value, your role, your rise. And now, they're terrified that others will find out before they can decide what to do. That's why the energy around you feels tighter. That's why you feel watched without seeing anyone. That's why your intuition keeps warning you that someone's attention is on you in a way it wasn't before. You are standing at the edge of a revelation that will ripple through every connection tied to your name. But here's where everything sharpens, because the person who discovered your truth is not the only one stirred by this energy anymore. Someone else, someone who has always been secretly observant of you, is picking up on the shift. They can feel the tension, the movement, the unusual focus around you. They don't know the details yet, but they sense something important has surfaced. And this second person is more intuitive, more strategic, and more emotionally invested than the first. While the first person is shocked, the second person is curious. While the first person hesitates, the second person investigates. This means you're not just being watched, you're being analyzed. Every word you say, every silence you hold, every move you make is being studied, because they're trying to understand why the energy around you has suddenly changed. And soon, one of them will slip. One of them will reveal, indirectly or directly, that they know something about you that you haven't told them. A situation connected to you has become impossible for someone to ignore, and the more they think about it, the more unsettled they feel. What began as a simple realization has now turned into something much heavier, forcing them to question their assumptions, their decisions, and even the way they have viewed you all this time. A conversation has already happened behind closed doors, and one particular question continues echoing in their mind. What if this changes everything? Since that moment, they have been unable to fully let it go. The truth is, your growth has started affecting people in ways you may never have expected. Sometimes when a person begins evolving emotionally, mentally, or spiritually, it shifts the dynamics around them. People who once felt certain about their place in your life suddenly become unsure. They begin reflecting on their actions, their silence, and the opportunities they may have overlooked. That's exactly where someone finds themselves now, caught between speaking honestly or continuing to avoid a conversation they know cannot stay buried forever. Over the next few days, emotions may run high around you. Certain people could act differently, seem unusually thoughtful, or reach out in ways that feel unexpected. This tension isn't necessarily negative. It's the result of people recognizing that change is happening faster than they anticipated. Some are beginning to understand that your presence in their life carries more meaning than they originally admitted to themselves. What makes this moment important is that the realization doesn't only impact you, it impacts them too. It changes how they see their role in your story and the choices they make moving forward. Deep down, they know avoiding the truth may only create more distance, while honesty could finally bring clarity and peace. And because of that, a conversation, a confession, or an emotional shift may happen sooner than anyone expected. That's why the energy is spiking. That's why you're feeling an invisible pull. That's why you sense an ending and a beginning at the same time. You are in the middle of a moment that will rewrite how certain people show up in your life. And now take this in with your whole spirit, because the next 3 days are not a countdown to fear. They are a countdown to truth. A truth that will either bring someone closer to you or push someone out of your way. A truth that will reveal who has been honest, who has been pretending, who has been observing, and who has been hiding. You are about to witness reactions you never expected. Messages, silence, sudden appearances, unusual conversations, or someone trying to gauge your awareness. These signs will not be accidental. They will be the result of someone trying to process the truth they uncovered about you, a truth powerful enough to shift the direction of multiple lives at once. Let me take you deeper, because what's unfolding around you is no longer just a shift. It's a full ripple that is now touching people who were never meant to be involved. The person who discovered the truth about you, they thought they could keep it contained. They thought they could process it alone. But the weight of what they found has become too much for them to hold in silence. Their reactions have changed. Their voice has changed. Their presence has changed. And people around them are noticing. Someone has already asked them why they seem distracted, why they're thinking too much, why they're double-checking everything connected to you. And they tried to brush it off, but their eyes gave them away. Their hesitation exposed them. And now, one more person suspects that something involving you has come to light, and that suspicion is spreading faster than they expected. And here's where things accelerate, because the second person, the one who has been quietly observing you, has started picking up clues from the first person's behavior. They notice the sudden silence when your name comes up. They notice the changed tone. They notice the tension. And now, they're becoming even more curious. They're asking questions indirectly, they're watching responses, they're reading between lines, and soon, one of them will slip, either by saying something they shouldn't, or by reacting too quickly when you're mentioned. This slip will be your first sign, your first hint that people know something involving you, something you didn't tell them, something they weren't meant to discover yet. When that moment happens, you will feel it instantly. The energy will shift, the air will thicken, your intuition will spike, because you'll realize that your name is traveling in conversations you were never invited to join. And now the emotional storm begins, because the truth they uncover doesn't just shock them, it scares them. It challenges their image of you. It forces them to confront feelings or responsibilities they didn't want to admit. Someone is realizing that they misjudged you. Someone is realizing they underestimated you. Someone is realizing they owe you more than they gave, and now they're grappling with guilt, confusion, fear, and urgency, all at the same time. That emotional mix is volatile. It will make someone act impulsively. It will make someone reveal something they didn't plan to reveal. It will make someone approach you with a confession, an explanation, a question, or even a sudden emotional outburst. You might receive a message that feels heavier than usual. You might sense someone trying to open a deeper conversation. You might feel someone's energy pulling toward you even if their words don't match. These are signals that the truth has already begun to move through the cracks. And now comes the part you must hold with both hands, because the next 3 days will not be quiet. They will be charged. You may feel restless at night. You may wake up feeling watched, but not in a dangerous way. in a way that tells you someone is thinking intensely about you. You may feel your heart beat differently when someone's name crosses your mind. Lately, the atmosphere around you may have felt different in ways you can't fully explain. Certain interactions seem heavier, certain conversations feel layered, and people's behavior carries emotions they aren't openly expressing. These shifts are not necessarily dramatic on the surface, but they reveal that something in your life is changing, and the people around you are reacting to it in their own ways. Some individuals may suddenly become more attentive, supportive, or emotionally present, while others create distance because your growth is forcing them to confront feelings they haven't dealt with inside themselves. What's happening is deeper than a temporary mood or coincidence. The way people respond to you often changes when you begin stepping into greater confidence, clarity, and self-awareness. Your energy influences dynamics more than you realize. It reveals who genuinely values your presence, who feels inspired by your progress, and who becomes uncomfortable when they can no longer place limits on the person you are becoming. Over the next few days, you may notice subtle but meaningful moments that stand out. A reaction may feel more emotional than expected. Someone's words may carry hidden sincerity. Another person might struggle to act naturally around you because their perspective has shifted in ways they can't easily explain. These experiences are less about mystery and more about truth surfacing through human behavior. The important thing to understand is that your personal growth changes connections. It exposes intentions, reshapes relationships, and forces people to decide how they truly feel about you. Some bonds strengthen under that pressure, while others quietly fade away. But through all of it, one thing becomes undeniable. You are no longer shrinking yourself to make others comfortable. The energy around your life is becoming more visible, more confident, and impossible for people to overlook. And as that transformation continues, the people around you will naturally reveal where they truly stand in your story. The person who discovered what they found about you is now battling a storm inside themselves. They know they should have walked away. They know they should have pretended they never saw it. But they can't. The truth is too big, too revealing, too connected to you in a way they never expected. And now, it's haunting them. They replay the moment of discovery over and over again, trying to make sense of why the universe allowed them, specifically them, to be the one to find out. And every replay pulls them deeper into a realization they can't shake. This wasn't an accident. This was meant for me to see. And that realization is driving them into a level of urgency they can no longer control. And here's where the pressure tightens around you, because someone else, someone who wasn't even a part of this at first, has now caught the vibration of the truth. Without hearing a word, without seeing the detail, they feel it. They know something involving you has surfaced. Their intuition is screaming. They're more alert than before. They're watching you more carefully. They're listening to your tone, your pauses, your energy shifts. And this person, their connection to you is deeper than you think. They care more than they show. They fear more than they admit. And now, the shift around your name has pulled them into a state of emotional turbulence that even they can't hide. You may notice someone acting protective out of nowhere. You may notice someone defending you in conversations you aren't part of. You may notice someone pulling back but watching you even more intensely. These are not coincidences. This is the truth moving through their spirit before it moves through their mouth. Now the real twist begins. Because the truth they uncover doesn't just expose something about you. It exposes someone else's intentions toward you. Someone who thought they were safe. Someone who thought their secret thoughts or hidden actions toward you would never be noticed. But the discovery has connected dots that this person never wanted connected. And now they are scared. Scared of being exposed. Scared of losing control. Scared of losing access to you. Scared that you will finally see through them. And in the next 3 days, this fear will make them act unpredictably. They might become overly sweet. They might suddenly distance themselves. They might try to monitor your behavior. They might even try to keep someone else away from you. Watch these shifts closely, because fear always reveals the guilty before truth does. And this part is crucial for your spirit, because right now, you are stepping into a spotlight that you did not choose. but it was chosen for you. The truth they found doesn't diminish you, it elevates you. It places you on higher ground. It forces people to confront what they ignored, dismissed, or underestimated. A quiet shift is happening around you, and the people who once underestimated your presence are beginning to see you differently. The image they created in their minds no longer matches the reality standing in front of them. Some assumed you would remain unnoticed, easily overlooked, or unaffected by the way others treated you. But now they're recognizing qualities they failed to acknowledge before. Your resilience, your emotional depth, your ability to remain calm under pressure, and the quiet confidence that has been growing within you over time. What makes this moment powerful is that you haven't needed to force anything. You haven't had to argue, prove yourself, or demand recognition. Sometimes growth speaks loudest through silence. The way you carry yourself, the way you continue moving forward despite challenges, and the way you refuse to lose yourself in negativity has started affecting the atmosphere around you. People notice more than they admit, even when they try to hide it. Over the next few days, certain behaviors may begin standing out more clearly. Someone may suddenly want your attention after keeping distance for a long time. Another person might avoid direct conversations because they're uncomfortable confronting their own feelings or past actions. You may sense nervous energy in places where interactions once felt ordinary. These moments are not necessarily signs of conflict. They are signs that perspectives are changing. This period is less about chaos and more about clarity. Life has a way of revealing people's intentions when circumstances shift. Some individuals will naturally step closer with honesty and respect, while others may struggle because they realize they no longer control how you see yourself. The important thing is that you are no longer walking through life unaware of your value. The truth unfolding around you is not meant to harm you. It's meant to align you with people, opportunities, and connections that genuinely reflect the person you are becoming.